أنا سكونتي دريس.
My name is Driss Skunti. I work on behalf of nomads. I am originally a nomad and spent my entire childhood raised as a nomad. We see the conditions the nomads live in, and so we're trying to bring them together and created an association on their behalf.
أمازيغ. كلمة أمازيغ جاية من إنسان الحر.
The word Amazigh comes from free person. They are free in nature.
الرحل.
Nomads in general are a people that travel around with their livestock in search of pastures and food for their animals. And we are the nomads of Asul. Our native homeland is in Asul.
الوطن ديالنا كاين في أسول.
We have been nomads since birth, and we have grown accustomed to living our lives like our forefathers. Life was prosperous, and we lived happily with what we had.
خاصة الرحل.
Because nomads are constantly moving and dispersed, it is not easy to gather them together. So our association travels out to the nomads and asks them what they need.
جريتش هذا السنين هذا السيشة أسن
غورتني شيران يوم مرحوم
لا يا
عشان صرمون أنا يرحم غيبس
أسن السوق تقصدك بس
يرحم والدي يرحم والدي وادي ربي السلام داكرينو يتلاشاس يلي غنتمسني سرق
هيا غنخلصن هاد الناس خاصها تخلصن هاد خلص غنا.
Et là c'est la question des. Je m'appelle Ahmed Skunti.
My name is Ahmed Skunti. I am a professor of anthropology and cultural heritage.
Ces Berbères ou ces Amazighs.
The Berbers, or Amazigh, who populate North Africa, occupy an immense territory that goes from western Egypt to the Canary Islands in the Atlantic Ocean, and from the Mediterranean to the Niger and Senegal rivers.
On peut dire que la culture amazigh est.
One can say Amazigh culture is deeply enmeshed in history. Around the first millennium BC, they made contact with Mediterranean civilizations, in particular the Phoenicians, and then the Romans and the Byzantines, and later with the Arabs, and the arrival of Islam to Morocco in the 7th century.
The lives of nomads are linked to climate change. If times are good, then the nomads are also good, and their flocks of sheep and goats multiply. If there's a drought, the animals die.
Life was once flourishing in this region, but now we face drought wherever we roam. Neither we nor the animals have anything to eat. There are no grasses for them to eat anymore.
Before the 1980s, times were good. The nomads would know when it was going to rain, and they would know the time of year when it would rain. Now, rain doesn't fall at regular intervals. And when it does rain, the rain is intense, flooding everything and benefiting no one. The last 4 years of drought have been disastrous for nomads. Most nomads sold everything they had and moved to the villages. There was absolutely no rain these last 4 years, nothing at all. The wells dried up. Wells that have never dried up before dried up. The drought has had a catastrophic effect. It's gotten to the point where now, when nomads try to sell their livestock, they don't get bought because they're weak. Nobody wants them. As you know, their livestock are their source of income. They take them to the market to sell and use the money to buy flour, vegetables, sugar, tea. If times are bad, what are they going to sell?
Il n'est pas certain qu'on revienne.
It is not certain we will return to the state from before the drought, because of not just the springs, but also possibly the water table, which is very exploited by the cultivation of date palms and new farms that were created in the oasis region, and which require a lot of water resources.
So, the lives of nomads from now onward means that they are most likely going to move into the cities, and once there, these people don't know what to do. so they will only experience problems.
Life in a tent was better than in a house. In the past, with a lot of grass, we had everything we needed. But now, we need to buy everything. My children are jobless. We feel we're losing control of our lives.
It's not easy for people to uproot their entire lives. That's the most difficult day for nomads, deciding to leave their nation, which is the mountains, the plains, and the plateaus. So of course it's very hard.
Je fais partie d'une équipe
I am part of a team that is working on a land management plan for the Drought Tafilalt region, where these provinces are located, which offers strategies for development and land use for the next 25 years.
la région de Drought-Tafilalt. D'abord,
So, the question of climate. Climate change is happening. Also, access to water for the local populations. The problem of desertification, which is progressing, and the decline of
de
biodiversity.
la biodiversité. Mais il y a aussi l'impact de l'activité humaine.
But there is also the impact of human activity, of course. There is urbanization. There's a demand for housing, and at the same time, old housing is being deserted. There are entire traditional villages which are completely abandoned. There are infrastructure problems, roads, basic infrastructure, everything related to education and health. These are real issues.
Réel, je crois que cette
I believe that this region needs an emergency plan. If quick measures are not taken that will allow a sustainable development of this region, I fear that there will be a rural exodus and that those who remain will not have the means to cope.
The problem of climate change is complex and large. Everyone needs to share in solving it. To preserve nature, we need to rely on clean energy. What is clean energy? It's solar power, so there's no pollution. We shouldn't pollute the air. When the air is polluted, it creates holes in the ozone layer. This is why we can see the temperature changes and why it doesn't rain regularly. So the solution is in the hands of everyone. Everyone needs to join together and help.